Are finally getting started with Tron Evolution running by berlindude, so be ready for it.
Hello. We had some audio technical issues. Of course, also always my fault every time. We wanted to give you some audio from the game. Before we didn't have audio, we had just cutscene audio. I don't know why. So, welcome to the night shift. We're already late, so I will not talk too much. We will directly start. This game is called Tron Evolution. It's the combination between Tron, the first movie, and Tron, the second movie, Tron Legacy. And they brought it a month before the second movie out. In any case, I hope you will enjoy it. And yeah, I start the game in 3, 2, 1, go. So, timer is going, cutscenes are cutting, and we go into the game. So, enjoy the game, everybody who's still here. Game came out, I think, for the Xbox 360 and for the PC. We're playing actually on PC, but we're playing with the controller, so... Everybody who does not know the Tron franchise, it's from Walt Disney. It was a very successful franchise in the 80s with the first movie Tron. It was really high produced franchise in that time because visual effects, really cool thing. You're entering the PC world as a program, and yeah, we are right now in the Tron world, the grid, and we are always skipping cutscenes. And there are really cool tricks actually in this game. And we have to follow actually Quora. I want just to show you that. I missed it, doesn't matter. So we normally can skip here the part, but we are just starting here again. So the good thing about this game is like the checkpoints are really nice, let's say that. So even when we are having some problems, we always get just information, you get the rest, and we get directly a new start again. It's actually cool game. Sometimes I have problems or we have problems with the camera. I heard that playing with the controller is having like you play better on wall things and everything, but from making the camera again focused, it's better to play on keyboard. Shoutouts to Goodigo, he's the world record holder, German guy, and has the world record 1 hour 8 minutes. My PB is in the moment 1 hour and 22 minutes. Let's see if I can bring it until under 1 hour and 20. That's my actual goal. What we are using in this game is actually a power. I just wanted to show that even when I messed it up here a little bit. Like I already mentioned, the camera is a thing what is really annoying sometimes here. What we're using a lot is power punch or jumping or running to speed it up. And yeah, here we are just having the tutorial, so we are just getting used to the character by throwing disc and jumping and wall climbing. And if you wonder what kind of franchise system this is kind of Prince of Persia style parkour, and if you like parkour, you definitely like this game also. And it's wonderful lights here and there. There are some skips we are doing later, and skips are really nice to watch. Like we are skipping rooms, and we are skipping a lot of rooms, and even the last skip is the coolest when we are on the ship and we are just skipping like 4 or 5 rooms. Like I said, it's completely tutorial. We are playing New Game Plus. New Game Plus has the advantage that you have like 5 slots of special attacks, what you see right now, what I'm doing. When you begin this game, as a beginner in this game, you have to upgrade your character until you get level 50, what we are already. And with level 50, you have the possibility to use like 5 charged attacks. We have 4 different discs. We have the bomb disc, We have the stasis disc. We have this, what was it called? I don't remember. I think it's a corrupted disc. Corrupted disc. And the cool thing about the corrupted disc is every time when you are putting it on the character, he's refilling this special attacks what we're using a lot. So he's gaining back. We are still in the tutorial. We fight this bad guy called Abraxas. We're always skipping the cutscenes, of course. And yeah, visual cues, audio cues we are using, and tutorial just asks us to do this and that, so we are ready to enter the world without any help. This is the bad guy. His name is Abraxas. He was a good guy and just transformed, but the story, I can talk later about the story. You see these blue line things. There you can actually refill your HP. Your HP is in the top, this blue thing, and every time when you get hit, you of course lose HP. And yeah, the tutorial just is always a combination right now between making some attacks or making some blocks or whatever he wants, and also just killing his slaves or his drones or whatever you call them. So this guy is like an inside virus guy. He can change people into viruses. That's what he's actually doing. And yeah, the tutorial is almost done. We're just fighting these 4 guys again. And we're using here another bomb attack. And you see in the top this red thing, like you see how much HP the boss has. And now it's like the last thing that we have to do to finish him. Charging up. Don't even have to hit him. And next cutscene is coming, and we are skipping it. And out of the tutorial, inside of the game. Game explains you things like here, this disk recharging, where you actually have to upload, like you have to bring your character into a better form, let's say that. So like every time when you have like these disks, it forces you actually to say like, upload me, do it with me. What you just saw is that I was jumping away from that part. There was a reason, because we would have triggered something. I want to try 2 times here to activate that button directly without going there. Got it. Cool. It's nice. So normally you just have to go on the other side, but since we have different disc, and the first disc what we have has the longest range, and we can actually hit that button without going to this side. It's of course depending, like I already said, this character makes sometimes funny parts. We always jump into cutscenes if we can, so we are like a little bit more forward. This here is like you can directly jump up here. You can ignore this guy. So normally the game forces you to fight this guy. And yeah, we have camera things, we have a lot of parkour things. Like I said, we will use a lot of these power glove things, what you just saw, like we are using the power shot. Why do we use it? Because also we can move in the air with this power attack. And there are a lot of skips and things what the guys found out. So I hope I can show everything. Here you can go on the top, actually not from the side. Like normally you use the power disc thing. Let me try it one more time. Okay, so I'm on the top, and you can also use your ability to go to like you take the enemies as this thing is. I cannot explain some things. Just try to enjoy like things what I'm doing. So yeah, this room can be done, of course, faster, but fast enough for me. Yeah, we have light cycles, we have light tanks also later. Like you will have 1.5 hours, a lot of Tron parts, what you know from the movies. We have light cycle parts, scenes. We have light tank parts, and it's definitely really enjoyable to play. especially when you have a good PC. And now I'm playing the first time on a fluid camera because I always play on laptop, and when you're streaming that game you have actually some problems with the cam. But it's the first time for me right now really playing on a fluid cam, what is cool for me, first time. So let's see what we get in the end. What time estimate is 1 hour 50. When I was submitting it, it was 140 my PB. And from that, now I brought it down to 1 hour 22. And hopefully I can be at least close to the PB. You have to change your disc because of some different enemies. This guy is like always flying around, messing up. And yeah, you just have to use as much the bomb disc if you can, because the bomb disc makes a lot of damage. I don't know why he actually does not want to fight these guys right now. Let's do this just right now. Yeah, these guys fly around and they're actually really annoying. So let's kill this guy. He does not want to get killed again. Okay, this is now. And now we are just going there. I would like to mention that you can actually skip that room if you are really good in this game. What I'm not so much. Like, I really tried to get this skipping room, but I didn't get it until now. Like, it took me forever, and then I just messed the scene up. Like, you can go on the top there and then use a disc, and then you are going into that room what we were already without fighting these guys. But it's a very precise movement, and it takes a lot of effort. I will try to show as much skips as I know, and as much things what like kind of time saves as much as I can, but not everything, of course. Like, when I see things where I would actually really lose time, I'm not going for this. Like, for example, this room skip. And perhaps one day, when I'm really looking for a sub 1 hour 15 or everything, I would definitely go for that. So now comes a really cool skip right now in this room. We can actually skip the whole room right now. It's normally like you run around, use these things what you're collecting right now, these magnet things. But you can actually skip that by using your ability to walk on walls and using the power punch or the disc. Is both possible. So we just go here up, and normally the game forces us to do something else, but we are just going here on that thing. I just make the camera in. We go up here, use the power punch, and then we are up and we are out. This is the skip. So we just skip 2 minutes of this game because we don't run around with this magneting. Really cool skip, actually. Not so difficult to get. You can walk a lot in the wall running. And that was Quora. Quora was played by Olivia Wilde in the games and in the movie. And yeah, she's a really, really important character in the movie and also in the game. She's your helper. She's always waiting. Here you actually can also skip this part, but it does not save so much time. So I'm just staying with the normal route here. And yeah, a lot of time you have like fights to do to continue. Hopefully you enjoy the music. And yeah. There are like not so much RNG actually in this game. Like, the guys can go in a different place here and there, but it's actually not a big deal. We play on casual because, of course, the enemies are dying as fast as possible in casual, so this is the lowest difficulty. We do that just for the reason that we want to speed up, of course. If you want to have a challenge, you can play on hard, of course, whatever you want. And yeah. There are a lot of skips of rooms, but actually we cannot skip so much of the light cycle or tank scene. What's also interesting in this game is when you have later the tank part, the light tanks, that you have a really annoying sound. It sounds like you are cleaning the room up. But yeah, this is a part of the game. And like I already mentioned, we use a lot this power hit to move ourselves in the game better, and you can actually use the camera, of course, to bring it again into the right position. A lot of parkouring, like you see, collecting on the wall, connecting here, jumping from this. These platforms can be really annoying, like sometimes you're just even not using them. And now we come actually to the first light cycle part. Here's Quora again. I don't know where how she came there so fast. But we have here the first light cycle part, and we can use the corruption disc. So the most important part in this game is every time when you have time and you don't have to fight someone, you use the corruption disc to refill your power attacks, your special attacks they are called. So we are here right now escaping the end of line club because he got destroyed. We skip all the cutscenes. If you are interested into that franchise, of course, watch the cutscenes also. I even made a run with like kind of fast gameplay and all the cutscenes. I called it cutscene percent. Definitely enjoyable. Really long credits, like 10 minutes or whatever. But we actually don't have a problem to see the credits. So most important part with the light cycle part and the tank and everything is that you're not pushing too hard into the right or to the left. So you're just tapping to the right or to the left, because if you're pushing too hard, you're getting in struggle and you drive like you never drive before. So that was the first part, I think, of 7 parts in this game, chapters. We just beat the first chapter. We come right now into the second chapter. And the game actually wants you to fight these guys. We just say, no, we go away. We don't want to fight you guys. And we're already here. So many of the enemies can be really annoying. So sometimes we actually hit them or kill them instead of letting them freak us out. Next cool skip is incoming directly here in chapter 2, the beginning. It's called the bridge skip. Normally the bridge will disappear, but if you just go here in the top, let me just bring that camera in the position. It's a little bit tricky actually, but I prefer to have it first try. So you want to jump on the bridge. Normally if you would go there in the top, like in the back, you see, you would trigger the bridge that goes away. But we are landing on the... but very important is like you run on the side. So this is called bridge skip. So we skipped the whole part with a bridge. Normally you go up and then the bridge disappears and then you just... how's it called? Like you have to make the whole room. But we are just skipping that completely by running on the side. If you would go in the middle of that bridge, you would that trigger would spawn, and you would have the problem that the bridge would disappear anyway, and you would have to start the room new. So yeah, there's another cool skip. Saves another, I would say, two minutes, because you have to make button things, like you have to activate buttons that the bridge comes back and everything. Yeah, so you saw already some cool skips, what saved like 4 or 5 minutes easily without even having a big thing. The setup was before a little bit harder for that bridge skip, but now they found out like you can directly jump there to that side instead of using wall climbing. So really nice, definitely. Like you see improvement here and there. I'm actually proud that I found also a skip when I started. I'm the youngest member of the Tron Evolution runners, and I'm really happy that I found also a very small skip by just staying in the wrong place, let's say that. I will show you that later. But there are really cool skips, like I said, and even the last skip is the biggest skip, where you're, I think, you're skipping like 6 or 7 minutes of the game by just going out of bounds. You can actually jump into these buttons to activate them, or you just use the disc like I do. I will try one time to jump into that to activate it. Like you jump in front and then use the button. Let me try again. It's a little bit tricky. So you have to jump to that and then activate it. You saw that I activated it right now without even using my disc. And that's helping a lot, especially when you're like really speedrunning it, because you can already go to the position wherever you want, because now we are using the tank. Actually not so loud, very happy about that. So you can actually enjoy that, but this sound normally is louder than the whole music. And we are going right now as a tank. Hopefully not flipping around. You use mostly the special attacks. You can also kill these tanks by hitting twice the normal shot. But you get a lot of refills. You don't have to worry about some tanks. You have a lot of HP, so don't worry. Can happen not so many things. You see, like here, I get the refill. The white thing is for the special attacks. The blue thing is for your HP. And now there comes a small skip. We are skipping one small cutscene. Not yet. We have first to defeat these tanks, if they want. You see like me glowing right now. This is just because I'm almost dying. But you get the refill again. Oh, I didn't get anything of the refill. So here you can actually skip a small cutscene by just going directly down. Oh, I still have some. Okay, cool. So you skip the cutscene where actually somebody's breaking like a destroyer, I think they're called. Disintegrator or something destroys the bridge. You can actually pass some of these tanks. Should be not a big deal since you get a lot of refill. You try to use as low your power attacks so you can use it in the next room. So like I said, 2 shots, normal shots, and they're also destroyed. And this was the first tank part, and the sound is really funny, definitely. It's like you're cleaning the room in the morning of. So, we are going now to the next kind of, let's say, what is it? Like the next time skipping. It's called the laser skip. It's not coming yet, but like you said, sometimes you just have to beat the bosses, or in that case, beat the enemies here, to just go to the next part. A lot of parkouring, as you can see, and the camera has always to be set it up. And like I already mentioned, the people who play on keyboard can actually set up the camera really fast. People who play on controller have a little bit problem, so that's why I sometimes use my mouse to set it up again, because then you can actually bring that into the better situation. And now we come to the laser skip here. If he lets me. He killed me, of course. This is just the hole and he didn't want to go in. Funny. Yeah, this happens a lot. Like, was not perfectly made, this game, in some parts. Like, you saw me I just wanted to walk through that hole, but he didn't let me. So sometimes the game just makes funny parts. So this time it should be fine. Just walking here, you see that sometimes you're too big for that. So the laser skip is actually, this room was really long also. You just go there, use a special tank, and this laser, this big laser you just see right now, can actually not kill you. Has no hit point or whatever. So you just use the special tank and you're done in that room. Cool that they found out another 2 or 3 minutes what you just save in that run. Shoutouts to everybody, Mr. Jamaica and Goodigo, and everybody who found out these skips, because that makes the fun and this run actually shorter and more enjoyable. Also, to fight this guy, actually you use stasis disc, and then you just use your heavy disc, I think it's called, and then he's done.
Do we have time for a donation?
Always.
Alright, we have a $5 donation from Bamboo Shadow saying, "Good luck to our boy berlindude. We are watching your run from the hotel and going to bed soon. Shoutouts to all night shift runners, techs, hosters, organizers and crowd at SpeedCon 2019. Best regards from the strugglers. Bamboo123, Bamboo123, Bamboo123.
Nice. So yeah, I'm officially part of that struggle crew since yesterday with my Mega Man X2 run, when I was just struggling a lot. So this is my new family, my struggle family. Have a good night, guys. See you tomorrow. And yeah, take a long rest after your runs today. So next part. Here we are skipping not so much. But graphics are cool. Parkouring is definitely something to watch. Like I already mentioned, another cool part about this game is that there are a lot of checkpoints. So even when you are dying for accidentally reasons, you have a checkpoint mostly very near. And we always, like I already mentioned, use the corruption disk to refill our special attacks. And the way is actually always shown, like, yeah, if you play it first time, you watch a little bit and run around, but normally you always find the next way. Like you see these things on the platforms. They show you the way. Looks like a Arabic or hieroglyph, or we say something like that. And yeah, you can actually, in the game code, you could actually change your color of this character, but it would be always going back to blue in that moment when you have a cutscene, and then it changes back, for example, to pink or whatever you can use. You can actually change that color in the game code from blue to something else, whatever you want, like pink. And yeah, all the refill parts, they are also in that color then. So if you have pink, these refill, let's say platforms are also in the same color. So game gives us some more options, like using this and that, you know, like bringing something new here and there. And yeah, you have just to do a lot of parkouring, and sometimes you just make forward walking. You see these symbols, they're always representing that you have to collect that. And be always careful, because sometimes you make wall running even if you don't want to. And that is very important, that you do it, sometimes not. Let's say that. Here, for example, many times I don't do the wall running, and then I just die. So I do for sure be sure here, because only when you make wall running you are actually reaching that. And here I do another wall run, and there is actually the checkpoint here. If not, you have to start like really 200 meters before. So rooms can be skipped. This guy makes a moonwalk. That's always funny to watch. Rooms can be skipped. Not every room can be skipped, but some of them. To be honest, I see sometimes not a really big time save, so that's why I'm not always using the skip what is actually recommended. We have again these flying guys. They're always bringing you into struggle. So you always have to use the heavy disc. There are even some rooms where you can soft lock. Later there is a room, if you kill too much of the beginner guys, you can actually soft lock it. But yeah, it's a really easy parkouring if you learned that speedrun. It's just, yeah, be careful that you don't touch lasers here, for example. You just have to be in the right pattern, you have to know what to do. This guy what is coming right now you don't have to kill, but I kill him so the camera is spawning to me, so it's focused on me. If you don't kill this guy, you are actually not getting the spawning. Sometimes it's funny when he's just making this forward animation. And yeah, you have to change the disc manual, like with a button 1, 2, 3, 4. And yeah. Every time when you're used, whatever you used, you change into the corruption disk or the heavy disk or the bomb disk, what we have right now. So these guys are giving you bits, and every time when you're picking up bits, you can actually also refill your power. And now we have these funny guys again here, what we don't actually like. And that's it. This is the room. And the game just focuses a lot of the parkour. Cool cutscenes, of course, but we are skipping them. Like I said, I will try to show you as much skips as I learned. I'm very happy that most of the skips already functioned. Like there, this bridge skip, I set it up really slowly, but I'm happy that it was like a first try, because it can really mess you up. Here you just do wall running. it's actually recommended to do wall running. Wall running. I just wait, then these guys go down. When they hit you, the lasers, of course, it's not so good. So let them go up. Just wait a second. It's better than having the de-rest situation. Sometimes it's better to wait 2 seconds than getting killed. So here we have this room, what I was mentioning. It can be soft lock if you kill these 3 guys in the middle. So let's go here first to this part, then trying to kill others. And use the bomb disc here and there. And we have these funny guys again. Let's see if we soft lock the room. Hopefully not. No. Cool. No soft lock in the room. It's actually not a big deal if you have to if you have the soft lock. You just restart the room. Like you can just go into the restart, so he brings you back into the last checkpoint. And yeah, we come now to a big platform. We have kind of an auto scroller incoming. And in the auto scroller, yeah, you just have to wait that always guys spawn. And you have a lot of refilling here, as you can see. And it makes it actually really fun to play this game with a normal camera, to be honest. So I'm very happy that I can present it right now here. Perhaps, I'm not sure, but perhaps we even can PB here on SpeedCon. That would be nice. So yeah, this is the autoscroller, what I was just mentioning. You can refill yourself and wait. Because this ship comes always fast, slow down here and there. And yeah, we can use here the heavy disc with the ground stroke, or we can just use the bomb disc. These guys with the shield can actually be normally only killed by ground stroke, like a ground attack, or the bomb disc. And these guys here, what are flying around, what you already saw, these most annoying guys, we always kill with the heavy disc. Like you see, there's a way to multiple them. And now we are just using here again the status disc and just killing this guy, and he's done. It's actually, he should be a big guy, but he's not. Cool. So, next chapter, I think. We passed the next chapter. 31 minutes. Not bad. And here's Radia. She is the main character of the ISOs. ISOs are no programs, they're like humans, I don't know, it's like a religious thing. And now I will try to show you a skip what just forces the enemies in the room that they are not attacking you. It's by just going here to the side and jumping over this. So you see this guy, they just watch at you and say, what are you doing? Because we didn't load the room, we can directly kill them. Really cool thing. You don't have to do this, but if you want to see that, if you want to kill them with one hit, you just go there and jump around and use kind of an, I would say, out of bounds thing. Selected the corruption disc again. Well, it's actually cool when you have like these cool things, like these skips and small details what make this game a little bit looking broken. I would say casually you would have like 4 or 5 hours definitely to do until you beat it the first time. But yeah, speedrun, world record, 1 hour and 8 minutes. I think the sum of best is 1 hour and 7 minutes. Here's another skip, what I actually cannot do. I tried really hard to get this. You can actually force into a cutscene, but I have to play it normally because, yeah, I'm not so good, let's say that. I'm the newest member in the Tron Evolution series, so don't expect the best from me, but I think 120 sub is definitely a goal what I will go in the future. So normally you can actually skip all this what you're seeing right now, and we are going now on the top and you see all guys disappearing in the ground, and that would actually something what we would trigger if we do something special, what I don't do or never learned. So we are just going here to that part. There's also a wall-to-wall thing. It's a little bit risky, that's why I'm not showing it. If you really want to see the world record holder running, I think he will be in ESA summer. I think he got accepted with Tron Evolution. So there you will see all the tricks, what I could not show here. Also because, like I said, I would really love to get a PB here on the event. What would be really nice. So yeah, ESA Summer, I think Gudico will play Tron Evolution, and there you can see actually every skip. We kill this guy because he's annoying, we don't like him, and we use here again the power punch because we are going more forward with the power punch and we are faster actually. Same here. If you are missing the power punch like you see right now, you cannot even hold on the side, so like normally you can just like grab that, but if you use the power punch you can actually not grab these things and you die. So power punch has to be really precise, but yeah, it's not so difficult actually, and here and there. I think the next thing what we can skip, here's another room what we can actually skip, what I cannot skip. It's a really hard setup, you have to go really high to jump out of this. I don't know how much time it saves in an optimal way, but I think playing the room is as much fast as playing the setup, going outside and going on the top and jumping out. I think it would be at least saves 10 seconds, but if you are really looking for a world record, you definitely should learn that. Skip. So we're in front of the door, just used all the buttons and we are out. Next skip I can show is the straight to tank skip. We get out of bounds again, coming up. Really nice because yeah, you are you don't have to play some of the rooms, and you are forcing by getting out of bounds. You're forcing the game to trigger a cutscene. That was too early, by the way, that jump. So I just died. But like I said, the checkpoints are really close, so you're actually not losing so much time when this happens. I just actually wanted to skip one of the platforming part here, just going directly with the power punch. And here comes the straight to tank skip. You have to go to the wall here. I have to set it up because I have to go really high. And then you land on this one. You're already out of bounds. Then you are trying to land on this one here. And let's bring the camera correct. And you use the power punch again, and now you're out of bounds. So you're landing here, completely out of bounds. You're skipping a lot, like some rooms, some fights, some parkour. You go here, the floors actually, you can use it. And you go here in the top, 1, it's 5 times, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you trigger here the cutscene. It's a straight to tank skip, really nice. And here comes, hopefully, if I can show it, the first, my own skip, what I was finding out. You can kill these guys with a weapon, or you just just drive over them like a berserker, what I really love to do. So yeah, you can kill these guys, like I already said. I will just right now set it up to be in the place. These guys are shooting. I set myself up here where they are actually shooting these blue things, because if you stay here, you can actually force that there are only coming 3 of them. If you make it wrong, the 4th guy is just breaking you right now because he didn't get skipped. But you can skip this guy behind you actually. If you see my tank right now falling apart, I didn't skip this guy. This guy here, this is a skip I found, where you can actually skip that 4th guy, kind of. He was not there, but I think now he will spawn, so we didn't get killed at least. Where are you? There are you, okay. And the 3rd, and this guy is not here. So we skipped one of these destroyers. And this is a skip I found, and I'm very happy about that. Correct. So we are having now another light cycle part. A little bit annoying, but we have to take part of it. So we are going right now to the game grid zone. If you're familiar with Tron, the franchise, you know that there are always games you have to play. You can kill these guys, you don't have to. So we are using right now our light cycle to go to the game grid, because the user, it's called Kevin Flynn, is there like guts, how is it called? Like he Everybody thought that he's dead, but he got help from Gibson, and Gibson is the only one who knows where Flynn is, the user, what we are looking for, and he knows it, so we have to go to the game grid, helping him, so he tells us exactly where Kevin Flynn is. Like I said, you don't have to kill these guys. Be careful with these cars on that place here, because the cars actually kill you instantly. They're just parking there, you know. It's like having not even a reason. It's just here. There's a car. This car can kill you. And yeah, they're coming like now blocks. You just have to avoid getting any hit. So you just drive around. If you are too slow right now, you see that right now, it could be that the destroyers from the top can actually kill you. You can refill your HP, so don't worry about the HP what I have right now. You can actually refill that. There are even checkpoints, so no worries. Here you can directly refill yourself completely. And now we are actually almost out of that game grid part. This is the easier way here to go to the right instead of the left way. Yeah, and again, I mention it again, perfect camera makes better gameplay, so we didn't die until now. It's normally a big part where I die, and when you have a checkpoint, it could be like you have to start 3 or 4 times because you give speed and it's not actually having the speed. And we have 40 minutes, looks good. I would say this is definitely a good pace for getting perhaps close to the PP. So, we are at the game grid zone right now. Be careful here. Don't run because you can wall run and yeah, you die.
Do we have time for another donation?
Sure, go with it.
Alright, we have a $10 donation from Skipsy saying, shoutouts to everyone doing the night shift. Shoutouts to berlindude, a really cool dude, all the struggler family that I am proud to be part of. Shoutouts to all MLPA guys and my boyfriend, our Rorachu, that is keeping up with all the struggler streams.
Struggling. Yeah, I think it is a typical part of the speedrunners that we are struggling, because you see us like really raging a lot, and we are doing that because we really love. We have the passion of speedrunning, but to get a good time or to be getting better in every game means also that you have to struggle a lot. Means losing a lot of lives, losing a lot of hair, losing a lot of things. Patient, we have to be patient. So to every good speedrunner comes also a really good raging part always. Like I don't know how many times people are resetting in games, but for example, one game I have already 11,000 resets or 20,000 Mega Man X. So you can actually have a lot of fun, and to get finally your time, whatever you are looking for, is definitely a highlight and brings yourself into that happy situation. So every struggling what you had before, when you get finally a PB or when you get finally skips or everything, that feeling is definitely, how do you say, like you're okay with losing a lot of runs unless you get finally your happiness because of a PB and whatever. And this is Gibson. We found him. He goes out and we take his place on the game grid. And we have now an auto-scroller. So we have to fight some guys, but this is an auto-scroller. So I cannot speed it up. If you find a glitch for that to cut that out, please let us know. Skips 5 minutes, I think. This guy is called Clue. He is the codec under program from Kevin Flynn, and he is actually the boss right now in that grid. And yeah, like I already mentioned, Tron Evolution takes place after Tron and before Tron Legacy, explaining what happened to the ISOs. Came out 1 month before the movie, and they brought it out 1 month before, so people start playing it. So it was like a commercial thing, so people understand a little bit the story, what happened, and get a feeling what happened, so they can enjoy the movie. It was a merchandise thing, I think. I don't know if this game flopped, but it was not sold so well. Cannot tell you. 2010, I was not even playing it. I picked it up, I think, 1 or 2 years ago. No, 1 year ago, first casually, then starting speedrunning it. And my first PB, like my first, what I liked was 139 without any skips. And with the skips I brought it down to 122. And my goal should be sub 120. So, yeah, automatically we continue, we cannot skip. Even when we are beating all these enemies fast, we cannot skip more time, we just have to wait. Clue explains that our user Kevin Flynn went away, and he helps to clean that isomorphic algorithms. What are actually a wonder, they say in the movie, but for him they are imperfect, because like people they are imperfect. They have their own will, their own rights, and that is what Clue hates most, when it's not perfect. So he wants to kill them all. That's the reason why we play this game right now. We want to let it not happen. But yeah, of course, we are the weakest. We are a monitor programmed by Kevin Flynn, and trying to help Cora and all the others to don't get killed. But yeah, sometimes we cannot do anything about things what happen, because the movie takes place after every ISO actually got killed, except one. But if you never saw that movie, Tron Revolution is definitely a good start, and Tron Legacy is wonderful graphic. Daft Punk made the music even for that game. Daft Punk is very famous. I think they got even an Oscar for Tron Legacy for that music, for the movie music. I don't know about this game music, but really cool songs, really nice guys. Just take a little bit here. I want to show you another kind of a skip. What is a button thing? Like we are touching. Why do you do this? Happens, I would say. I think we are just here at the bridge, yeah. So he's bringing us back to the checkpoint what I was, but like I already mentioned, sometimes the camera is doing funny stuff to you. Using the power punch, bringing the camera in the right thing. And now we are actually here, and we want to hit that button directly instead of going around. Let's see if I get it. No? Let's see if I get it. It's like a little bit setting up. You want to bring yourself into the line with this guy. Oh. It's a little bit difficult, like I said. Saves a lot of time, actually, when you get it first try. We have one more shot. If not, I just go normally. Didn't hit it. Okay. So we go the normal way, no problem. The normal way is here, just going around. And if you just hit that button directly, of course, you save all this way here. So game wants you to use more parkour and more parkour and more parkour. And there was a camera problem, as you can see. I was actually not understanding why I went down. So we have to go up again. PB is gone, I guess. Cannot do anything. Well, we try again, I think, with that button. I was not even seeing my character anymore, and then I was already down. Thank you, Cam, for that. 2 more chances with the button. Let's see if I get it now. You have to line up with your head, I think, mostly. A little bit more to the right, I think. Let me see. Didn't get it. Well, not my day with the button, I guess. Not a big deal. Yeah.
Do we have time for another donation as well?
Hey, we have donations in the night. I love it. Sure. Do it.
Alright, we have a $5 donation from Philip, saying, "Greetings from Germany, I really enjoyed this run. Good luck, berlindude, for the rest of the run, and I hope to see you at Speedrun Day again."
Thanks very much. As long as you don't fall asleep during my run, everything is fine, I always say. Night shifts. So normally we would have like made that button earlier and we would have skipped that part. We would have just be directly here. Would have saved like 30-40 seconds. We lost already a lot of time because I tried that button skip, but not a big deal, like I already said. A lot of parkouring. We just skipped the fighting with these more, what is it called? They are more infected, these guys. We skipped that. We had here the button glitch. The second part, what we like, normally also the game wants you to go up there, but you actually don't have to. You just have to, you see that button here, you have to jump down and just hit and you get it every time. So this button, not glitch, but part is definitely much easier than the first one. And now we are just meeting Gibson, the guy who we rescued, and he says that the friends, what he had friends, they're not so friendly anymore. We have to fight all these guys. Some of them can be killed by the bomb disc, and some of them we actually have to use the stasis disc. Why? Because they're even more infected, and when they're more infected, they need first to be getting stuck, then getting killed. Like you have to first bring them into the situation that they get into that stasis. You see them when they're like, they call them green, but they're actually for me more yellow. But yeah, speedrun technically they say they're more green. And I think it's just this guy anymore. Yeah, oh, he's there. So why are you hiding? What are you doing? So you use the stasis disc, then he flies around and then you just kill him again. And every time when you killed everybody of these guys, you can, like, it triggers the next round until you defeated every of these guys and go to the next part. Here's the green guy again. You bring him into the top and then just use the bomb disc or whatever disc you want. And some of these guys are just waiting there. And like I already said, you have to kill every of these guys before you can go into the next phase. And some of them are even hiding. Where is this guy? Is he here? There he is. So we just killed everybody, and now we just have to go here, bringing that with the bomb disc, destroying that. Speedrunners in this community hope that one day they will find the way to skip this room. They actually managed to skip that room already, but then they are not continuing because this door cannot be opened. So another stasis disc and another ground hit. And this door only gets open when you kill these three guys. So yeah, there's a way actually to go there earlier, but then you cannot actually continue because these guys, I cannot explain you that because I never really understood that. I just heard it in the tutorial. But it's highly recommended if somebody finds that way to skip the room before. Every skip is time safe, and perhaps one day this game would be a sub 1 hour run if some of the skips getting fined, like skipping here and there. Some of best are in the moment, like I said, 1 hour 7 minutes for Goodigo. And he said in this tutorial, if you follow the tutorial, the sub 1 hour 15 is free. I don't think so, but sub 120 should be definitely free for this game if you follow that and get everything first try. So you have different attacks. You can use your bomb disc, and these yellow guys can only be killed, like I already said, with first stasis. You actually use a lot of charge attacks, and in the moment when you just killed everybody, you always use the corruption disc to get back your special attacks without using these special boxes. Like you saw me already jumping always these special boxes here. They are the refillers for the special attacks here, these white ones. Then they just disappear, and you have to wait until they are that you can use them again. And every enemy is giving you some bits. So every time when you're killing the enemies, they are letting some bits behind you. And when the bits are coming, like I think that you need 5 of these bits to get 1 refill. So yeah, definitely after every fight you collect them too, so you don't have to. That was funny again. You collect them too, so you can refill your special attacks quickly again. So sometimes camera is really funny, to be honest. You can make this jump without that. But yeah, like I already said, the biggest enemy in this game is actually not the game itself, it's the camera of the game. And the character are sometimes doing funny stuff, like not using platforms and everything. Here's also a skip I already used, very easy. You actually don't have to fight these guys in the room. They actually, like, this would be despawning. You just can actually make a wall run. Doesn't make any difference, and you're already on the other side, so you don't have to fight them. Look for the green guys. So try always to get a lot of guys together in the same time. For example, these 2 green guys, if you can. And yeah, pick up these things here. Kill everybody on this side, and there's one more guy, and then there's this button you see next to me, and now you can actually activate that button because you get red. So you skip 1 room by just walking there or running there on the wall, and skipping rooms, you know, is always good. We wait here because we could make that jump here, but you always see these corrupted parts, and the corrupted parts makes always damage to you. And getting damage there can actually kill you. Here, corrupted part, you cannot actually pass. And you just do here. You can actually wait and just make wall running going up here, and you're done. So I had many problems with that part many times, but I just found out today in practice that you can actually make their wall running. He didn't want to collect it, but we had the checkpoint, no problem. So again, like I said, you have to be very precise here and there to get everything going up here. Always follow the route. And here we have a room where we have to trigger again parts to open that door. I soft locked that room first time in my life today. It was funny. So that's perhaps the reason why people are not actually fighting these guys until they made the buttons. I was fighting the guys in the same time by doing the buttons. You can actually make 2, like these 2 in the same time if you're like fast enough. It's not recommended, but you can actually skip 1 of these cutscenes. So you see the buttons, you have to make them in an order. You cannot just run to 1 or to the second one or whatever you want. You have to do it in an order. What is the second one, the third one, the second one, the first one, the fourth one, and then the third one. And then you can actually kill these guys. This door opens first when we have killed enough enemies in this room. So let me set up the camera so we are not missing it. So now I can actually finally kill these guys. We have like enough buttons, and now we just have to kill area of these guys. Some are just throwing their fists around far away from you. You can all kill these guys with the bomb attack. There's one guy. There's one guy. You can make the ground slam, of course, if you want. And normally with the last 2 guys here, it should be opening. Doors open. Didn't soft lock. Yay. Cool. We meet Gibson again. It's funny how the characters are always so far in front of us. It reminds me on Mickey Mouse for Game Boy when Goofy was already in the goal. Like he was already in the goal, and you don't know how he went there because you have to make the whole level. So all the characters are already somewhere far in front of you, and you have to manage all the level. And here's a really special way to show how fast this power punch is, because normally you would not see this character anymore if you would just run, but with the power punch you have actually the same speed like this character, what you actually would never see if you would just run. So you see how fast this character gets with the power punch instead of just running normally. Like I said, you would even not see that Gibson anymore, and yeah, the top runners, they just finish in the same time with that Gibson guy. And we bring down the kernel, it's called, this part here. So we run away from this Abraxas virus, because the Abraxas virus is bad and he wants to kill us. And for that, we just bring that big power engine down. And for bringing it down, we have to just make, again, parkour, like always in this game. Parkouring, parkouring, parkouring. So, even when you would make this button glitch, would not save any time because you get reset to your same position. That's why you can do it normally. And you have only 80 seconds, 80, not 18, 80 seconds to make all the 3 buttons before the cutscene starts again, because you had been too slow. So you just make here a little bit parkour, go up here, go to that button. Oh, yo, what are you doing today with me? So, where are we? We are having, I think, a small problem. 45 seconds. Yeah. Normally you would not even hearing saying that. We are not getting it in time, huh? Marathon luck? Yeah, nice. Okay, let's see if we get it in time. I don't think so anymore. So I will jump. Jump, 20 seconds. Hey. Countdown! Uy. So, do we do it in time? Okay, we did it in time. Whee! I didn't want to start again in this room. So, unskippable cutscene again. We brought the corner down. We run into the elevator. Oh, everything breaks. He's still surviving it. He's really powerful. We go down. We have some enemies in front of us saying, you have to fight us to get the next cutscene, because cutscenes are very nice. Right? So, yeah, Gibson is actually not helping us so much, but he's helping us some kind of. And this guy is dead. We are forcing the next cutscene to come. Gibson is saying us, hey, this is the bike of Flynn, and everybody who knows Tron, the first movie, knows this bike. It's the fastest bike on the grid. And yeah, we are doing another light cycle part. Here, this is like, he's reloading that screen. We got crushed. Do it again, I guess, from the beginning. Kind of. Cool, we got crushed first time. Never got crushed there before. Cool, the cutscene was like, the checkpoint was very, very close, so we actually didn't lose so much time. It's not a big deal. Yeah, this has like a special sound. It's the fastest bike on the grid, they say. It's made from the creator Kevin Flynn. Has another sound like the tanks. So you think you're clean again. And yeah, just follow the green lights here. You see the green lights where they are, and just hold your eyes there. You meet your friend. Oh, well, this is the wrong way, by the way. This happens always in marathons, I guess. Things like that. So he didn't want to go forward anymore. He just said no. But the checkpoint was already there, so we been even more in front. If somebody would see me driving like that, he would take me out of the traffic, I guess. And now we fight our friend Gibson, because he got infected from Abraxas. And another unskippable fight cannot do anything than fighting. If that would be getting skipped somehow, that would be also nice, but impossible. We have to wait until this guy gets into his green form, because his original color was green and he's fighting against himself right now. And he wants that you hit him. You hear it. He wants that you hit him because he's getting infected, and he wants actually to die, but at the same time he wants to kill you because he's also the virus. So he's out of the mind, he's out of control. And you have to wait like 30 seconds right now until he's doing it again, changing into green. And this is 3 times unskippable, and then he's getting into these energy things in the back. You have to attack them, then they're coming more enemies, and yeah, I don't know why they did that, but it's kind of slow, this fight actually. But yeah, we have to take whatever we get. That's why the game is so long. Unskippable cutscenes, unskippable fights, you know, things like that. So come. Okay, 3rd time, and now he's going into the top, into these green things, and said, "What the hell we are doing here?" Now what? And we have to destroy these things. You see his HP by this thing going always down every time when you are having the next phase. And you have to hit these things 3 times or do the ground attack. Now you have like spawning these guys. They're exploding next to you, so when they're exploding next to you, it's not a big deal because you want that they explode, so you get the next part. There's the next guy. And this guy, Gibson, goes now to the next part. And the next phase, these guys, we have to stun lock them again with the stasis disc. First we have to destroy that core actually. And now we are just using the ground attack to kill everybody. It's like always this combination, like I said. Stasis together with the other parts. And we already have the last part. Can you just go? Thank you. Mr. Gibson, can you just go? He's going in the last part right now. 3 hits, and now we can use the bomb attacks again to kill all the enemies what are spawning right now. Good thing is always the ground attack. Of course, you get a lot of hits, a lot of enemies. And now we are just having the last scene. We have to kill Gibson with the heavy disc. I think it should be 2 hits only, and then he's done. And he's done. Normally he says thank you, but it was too fast for him to say thank you. And our friend Gibson is dead. Mel Gibson. Sorry that I did not watch completely the chat, guys. Focusing on the game. But I hope you have fun watching that run and seeing me parkouring and dying in funny parts. We are, I think, like 20 or 30 minutes away from that ending. And let's see what time we get. A 1-2x would be actually really nice. And we have to go out right now in the cave, he's saying. Like the game says, we have to go out of the cave. Camera, please. Thank you. Collecting up here. Like parkouring every time. Jumping here, jumping there, you know. Completely parkouring. Checkpoint reached. Very important. Making here some wall running. That's why. If you jump just too early or too late, you know.
Do we have time for another donation?
Why you even ask? Just do it. No, it's fine. Of course you can ask me. Sure, we can make donations.
I just want to make sure that I can ask.
Sure, you can. So, yeah, you can actually read donations and ask me, of course, but do it.
Alright, we have a $5 donation from Noodlebox, leaving no comment.
Ooh,
thank you very much.
$5 without a comment. Perhaps he likes the game. He's flashed. I don't know. Yeah, please continue donating people even in the night. We are having a cool project with Save the Children. So would be nice if you are helping us reaching a good donation goal. And we speedrunners always hope to show you as much good content as possible, so you get a really good show for whatever you are donating. And Tron Evolution, really cool graphics actually. Like I already said, biggest problem is camera. We are here until Sunday, I think, Monday morning. so you have enough time still to donate. And don't forget the incentives, if there are still incentives to match, that you're just looking for your donation, what incentive you are using. So we have these buttons what we activated again, and now we are coming another light cycle part. Funny part, we got another time the Kevin Flynn bike, the fastest bike on the grid, and we have to go back to Aria. Aria is the city where the ISO queen was. We have to go there back because there's happening something. And here's the bike, and we go with the bike again fast. You see in the top right how far we are away from Aria. This is a really long part with that bike, so I don't want to drive forward, of course. What are you doing? Funny part, when you're driving backwards, when you hold left he's going right, when you hold right he's going left. So the game wants actually to show you the speed by using that kind of looks like a wind what you're passing right now, so as fast as you go. And like I already mentioned, the best thing of course to move is just to touch a little bit right and left, but sometimes you have to touch a little bit harder the direction to not die, but that makes you come into the struggle a little bit here and there. But yeah, it should be not a big deal since the camera is actually more clean. Yeah, you have to be here just going on the streets and then avoiding some rocks what are coming later. Here, for example, you have some rocks in the way, just have to be careful that you don't touch them. And jumping parts. Yeah, just parkouring here and there, you know, not a big deal. I have to know when you go to the middle. And now the way is blocked from these blocks, so you have to go the top way. They don't allow you to go the ground way, actually. I don't know if this way has actually a way to go there. So we are like coming closer to Aria, the city. The leader of the ISOs, Radia, gets killed there by Abraxas, and she will find out what we are not seeing in the cutscene, that Abraxas is actually the other co-leader of the ISOs, what just get killed, they thought, but he just got manipulated into Abraxas. His name was Jalen, and yeah, it's just the cutscene where they show that the virus was actually a project of Clue, what is kind of a bad thing. So yeah, this is the part with the light cycle, and we are just jumping here, having another small cutscene, and going into the next part with the tank. Let's go with cleaning house sound again. So yeah, using bomb disc again to kill some of these tanks. There they are. You have to kill 2 of them. You have to be careful because their weapon can actually kill you. I'm not talking about the shots. I just mentioning it happens. This was just the kill, what you just see, what you have to be careful. So you have to kill these guys actually from a little bit more far away. Needs 1 hit. And then you can use actually here the refill of the special attack. You see the Jalen Plaza, so you see like the name of this guy, what was before in ISO and got changed into the virus. We go into the tank. Yay. Let's clean the house. So, they are coming, these disintegrators. They make some damage, but not so much. And we use the special attacks again for the tanks. They try to stop you, but with level 50 you have actually no problem to survive most of their attacks. You can actually kill them in the air, like shooting at them, and then they don't attack you. And like I said, I use the special attacks for the tanks. Here comes like a button thing You have to hit 4 buttons and don't kill too many of the tanks at the same time, because you force then a cutscene. So what we are doing before, we are just making the buttons like getting activated before we are entering it even. Normally it's like 2, and then we do the next 2. So we are activating 2, just killing all the tanks on the way. Just go away, mister. You have to be really fast, because if not, you have to do that this thing again. And another interesting part is, like, you always start with the camera in the behind. You avoid that one tank there, what is still shooting at you, because if you kill that last tank, there comes another tank in, and that causes time. You can avoid the right tank, you just can go directly to the left tank, because, yeah, reasons, time saves, you know. We have a lot of HP, so nothing happens. If you want, you can shoot a little bit up here. Refill your HP, refill your special attacks. This is actually the last tank part, so be happy. We don't have this sound anymore after that. Going into fighting Abraxas to first time. There's actually one more Abraxas fight coming up. Don't you want to get killed or what? What is wrong with you? Just go. Go away. Stupid. So, now we just... Our tank gets destroyed. Happily. No more tanks. Thank you. So, we are going here. And we have to fight a lot of guys. If you press running in the moment when you're passing these discs, you activate actually this menu where you can upgrade yourself. We use the bomb disc here and there, but actually also you can use the heavy disc. The ground disc is killing a lot of enemies. The bad thing about that heavy disc is that you don't kill these guys with the shield, so you actually have to be very near to them. And we are just spawning next to these enemies. They don't even know that I'm here. That looks funny, actually. Okay, so some more enemies. This guy and this guy, and we are just refilling a little bit energy and go to climb here up. Okay, so we have here Cora again. She's picking up, and Radia will get killed. And now we have Abraxas. He's much bigger now. He's doing that funny turnaround. But we can actually force him very quickly to 50% of his HP when we are getting him in the moment when he's getting on the ground. And to kill this guy, there are 2 ways. There are these blocks falling on him, what you see right now, or you use the heavy disc attack to him. You see, like, here these, and you see, like, whereas the most of these coming down, the block will come actually down, and you have to bring him into this position, especially when you use the heavy disc. It will actually force the block to come mostly, and one more block should be actually enough. But you can actually also kill him by just using that. Let's see where it comes. There's the next one coming, actually. But we can actually kill him also before if we want. Let's fight him with the block. It's cooler, actually. Let's see if the block is coming. There you go. He's dead. Cool. Abraxas is defeated, but not yet. So, we talk actually here with Kevin Flynn. He found us and he manipulated us, so we are now white shining. He gave us an upgrade, but let's say manipulating. And yeah, we're going into the last chapter right now, chapter 7. Going to the big ship. What you saw perhaps in the run already in the top, especially when you had these light cycle parts. You saw that big ship, what we are trying right now to enter. It's raining. I agree with some of the runners that this is definitely the coolest atmosphere in the game, because it's like raining, dark, and cool graphics. You don't want to go up there? You don't want to jump for me? He does not want to jump. Yep, we are doing a lot of parkour again, here and there. All the parts where there are lightning, there you have to actually go and continue. Kill these guys to force that block to come out. Running the wall and then taking it. There is a thing called skip, something like that. I'm not doing that, but you can actually skip that fight here and just jump behind that ship. So you kill these guys and then the ship is just coming out and goes away. But you can skip that actually and just go directly behind the ship. Never fighting these guys actually. It's called ship skip. I think they found 3 setups or something, so they called it just skip or something. And yeah, we are actually really close to that big ship. What is the base of Clue and of course of all the enemies what are there. And we're using a lot of power hits again to land on these platforms, and we are just no. That's what I was mentioning about these platforms. Sometimes you go straight to them and they are not actually letting you jump to that. They're just saying, no, you made a wall running on there. That's the most annoying part. Like, you have to be straight going, and then we are going into the ship right now. Last part. And here comes actually the biggest skip in the game. We already passed my PB with 120 almost. So will be not a PB anymore, but let's see how far we are away from that. So we are just trying to go more forward in that ship. Like here, for example. There is also another way we can actually skip the first fight, but I tried out. I don't get it so good. Can you just thank you, camera? Just hit me more, no problem. So you can actually skip that first fight, kind of, but here you have to use more and more. Like you have to go with these enemies into the next part. I have to learn that again. I got it like kind of once, but it's really precise. Not inputs, but also you have to use enemies to go over the platform. But yeah, tried it out, didn't get it, so I have to continue with the normal fight. And so we get a bridge here. This bridge we can actually skip with the enemies. There's actually a guide for Tron Evolution, so if you're interested in all the skips and all the runs, you can go to speedrun.com and watch, put in Tron Evolution, and then you can see all skips and all parts what you can actually learn. It does not take so long to learn it because a lot of things are just parkouring and using special attacks. So you would have actually not so big problem to learn that game correctly. So you would actually be in that fight already if you would had skipped the first one, and you would have still these cutscene things when the enemies spawn more, but you would not have to fight them. You would have continued already here. That would skip, I would say, 1 minute at least. And you have to just collect these buttons. And now we are going out of bounds, hopefully, and skip 5 or 6 rooms if everything goes correctly. So this is the biggest skip in the game by 6 or 7 minutes, forcing ourselves like going directly into the last light cycle part scene instead of using a lot of rooms. It's actually better to kill these guys than to try to jump and in that last moment getting hit. Most of the enemies actually, the runners normally hit the disc at their face or whatever, so they're not attacking them in the moment when they're jumping. So these are these bomb, what is it called, bomb carriers, and they are making really a ton of damage when you're just touching that. And here, to get a checkpoint, I actually kill these 3 guys. so I get a checkpoint. So if I would die here in that wall running, I would have actually a checkpoint. But yeah, it's not so difficult, but you don't want to start again from far behind because you didn't make the checkpoint or reach the checkpoint. Like I already mentioned, a lot of nicely done checkpoints, friendly checkpoints, so you don't have actually a big problem here and there. So this guy shooting at you can shoot at me. And now we start with a skip actually, by setting it up, by running using the disc. And let's see if I get it first try. That would save a lot of time. Estimate of this run is 150. Sorry for the setup, like I said, we didn't have sound. That took us like 20 or 30 minutes, but perhaps we can bring it kind of back when I just get everything correct. So the first thing to get out of bounds is like here. Instead of we just do wall running and just jump around this thing. Second thing what we are using is the disc, jumping on the next platform. So we are out of bounds right now. We are in the part where we actually don't belong. And here we are just using that disc to continue being out of bounds to pass this part. And here you see like where the tanks, this bomb carriers are actually going out. We wait for the next two to come out because I don't want to get killed here. They don't want to spawn. Okay, cool. So here we are using the power punch. I think I was too close. Nice. Okay, we missed it. I don't actually know why. But normally you use you can go where these bomb carriers are actually coming out, or you can go like close to that, next to that. So we have to set it up again. The bad thing is, of course, that we have this checkpoint so far away, so we have to do that again, that out of bounds part. But it's still, like I said, much faster to use the out of bounds than using the normal rooms. So let's do it again. Hopefully this time we don't get crushed. Using here the disc, setting it up. Camera is a little bit not so easy actually to get. Let me get a little bit far away, so we just making it like that. So now we try it again, and forces the game to actually trigger the last light cycle cutscene, like I already mentioned. Normally they're like coming, the bomb carriers right now out here. Let them come out twice, they're always coming too. And then we are just setting it up here and using... I didn't run. I can't believe it. This is not my marathon, it looks like. I started with Wonderboy, everything went fine, and now everything goes wrong. I wanted, like, you have to run there, you have to make this speed, but he didn't run. And that was, like, not correct. Doing it again. Will we ever get it? Will I can ever show it? Marathon luck. And that makes the difference between boys and men. And I'm still a boy, it looks like, on marathons. Not getting it first try like the big guys like Andy and A Link to the Past and all these guys. I still am a boy, I'm not a man. Not yet for marathons. So... it's third try, it's the best try. Struggle, alarm, struggle. It's okay. Not a big deal. So they're coming again, cool. Coming directly so I can set it up from here. Come again. And just bring the camera into the right part. Let them do it again. Okay. So. And now we're using the power punch here, and it should be fine. We should be right now. So we are like out of bounds right now. Where are we? So here we are. And it should be trigger the light cycle part. Third try at least. A little bit slower, but still okay. So you saw right now that we just trigger the light cycle part. We skipped in that case 6 or 7 rooms. But of course you need that first try to have a big time save. Now we have the last light cycle part and incoming the last fights with Abraxas and some guys. Uy. This guy spawned in the complete wrong place, so we just go here. Okay, made it. Going into the last room, and we have to make stasis disc. We have Korra here, and we have to fight these guys, grenade guys, first. There are 3 of them. First thing is you use the stasis disc and then just killing them. It's a little bit tricky, of course, because they always continue with their... That was the wrong one. They're always continuing with their bomb disc. So... what are you doing? Okay. Yeah, still alive. Wow. Well, almost dying here. Well, let's get some energy back. Normally they are really quickly dead. You use the stasis disc actually, and then you just kill them with the bomb or the heavy disc. Yeah, I think it was the heavy disc. That was the combination. So, next one. So these guys are triggering, I think they are the bomb disc, if I'm sure. Yeah. And the third one, guys, we are just bringing them out. So, just using another time the bomb disc. They're really quickly done. And then just destroying everybody in this room. And then we just have actually the last cutscene and the last fight coming right now up. It's a little bit longer, this fight. We have Abraxas here. Abraxas came back using this power cores to use attacks against you. And we have to destroy them with the power, with the bomb disc. And then we have just to use these buttons. We have to be careful with Abraxas. And we are dead, yeah. We have to do it again. This guy is bad. So we do it again. Not a big deal. He's running again. He's talking again. And yeah. Actually, we have to kill ourselves to reset that guy Abraxas after the fight, so that's why I was not looking for HP. I tried to kill the guys because there are always enemies running to you, and they're really annoying. It should be activated, yeah. I was doing the jump button thing, so we could run away even without staying there next. And Abraxas is now in the middle, and actually what you're doing right now to force the next cutscene to come faster is just kill yourself, get the de-resurrection, and then he's like next to the core, what is actually a really big time save. Instead of that, he's walking to that part. And you do that twice for the first 2 parts, and in the third part you just don't do it anymore. So you kill yourself twice to reset him very close. Of course you have to watch where he is right now. If he's closer to that third core, what I'm like watching forward, you don't do it. So yeah, he's actually not so far, so you actually don't have to reset yourself. If you would reset, he would have the same speed or whatever. You have to destroy him with the 4 cores, and then comes the last hit. And then time will be in the moment when we destroy the magic big core. There comes a cutscene before, so I can tell you that there is not a big deal actually to really know when the run is gone. And I think I have to press myself the button of stopping it. Right, guys? Right, guys. They're not watching. Haha. So, third core. And the 4th core, let's see where Abraxas is. Oh, he's actually really close to the 4th one. And let's see if we can perhaps even beat my old PB with 139. That should be actually possible at least. So where's Abraxas? He's there. And now he's using the fourth one. 2 times more the button activation. And then comes a small cutscene. He's using his crazy heavy disc. And time will be coming up soon. Do I have to press myself then? Okay, cool. So, now comes the last cutscene. See, Abraxas smiling. Clue is really confused right now. You will see him like you overload the system. And now one more hit to come. Should be at 134 if everything goes correctly. Not a bad time actually for a marathon. So we are waiting until these electricity things in the top, what you see right now when I'm changing around, are connected to each other, and then it's like 3 seconds more. So 1, 2, 3. Not yet. Now. 134, 54. Not bad. Especially when I showed some things what I normally actually would skip. And yeah, now we have 10 minutes of credits, what I don't want to show you actually. I don't know how we are in the time, but I guess that's it for me. Next runner is coming up, if he shows up, I hope. I hope you enjoyed Tron Evolution. I will be back on Sunday with Mega Man X Any Percent Race with Zatox. And I wish you a wonderful night if you go to sleep, and if you stay up, enjoy the next runs. And thank you very much for watching that run. See you.
Alright, thank you berlindude for a wonderful run. And yeah, next coming up is